Hello, I'm Peter Van Dusen, and this is a special presentation on CPAC, the Cable Public Affairs Channel. The Queen and Prince Philip have begun a 9-day visit to Canada. This was the airplane carrying the royal couple as it arrived in Halifax at the Robert Stanfield International Airport earlier this afternoon, and a windy, rainy greeting for them in Halifax. And this is the Queen as she stepped off the plane at the airport. It is her 22nd visit to Canada since she ascended to the throne in 1952. This trip will take her from Halifax to Ottawa to Toronto and southwestern Ontario and on to Winnipeg. The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh will be packing a lot into this 9-day visit. She will also unveil a statue at the National Arts Centre in Ottawa to honor jazz pianist Oscar Peterson. She will visit the facilities of Research in Motion in Waterloo, Ontario, and the Human Rights Museum in Winnipeg. And CPAC will cover it all, so you won't miss a thing while the Queen and Prince Philip are in Canada. You can see not a particularly welcoming day for the royal couple in Halifax, Nova Scotia. This is now the scene live at the Garrison Grounds in Halifax, where the official welcome is set to take place for the Queen and Prince Philip. This is part of the Citadel National Historic Site. And the royal couple will be greeted by federal and provincial dignitaries, including the Prime Minister and the Governor General, who will be on hand to meet Her Excellency. And then the Governor General, as you may know, departs Canada for a trip to China amid a lot of speculation that the next Governor General for Canada will be named while she is away and the Queen is here in Canada. As you can see, no doubt, weather is a factor today. Not the most welcoming of welcomes for the Queen. It is rainy. There is a risk of thunderstorms. And we will hear today from Her Majesty and from the Prime Minister and the Premier of Nova Scotia as we watch the invited guests arrive here. You see the Prime Minister. And I believe this is Man Francis, who's the Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, being greeted there as well by Lorraine Harper. No, that's the, I'm sorry, from these pictures, that is Michaëlle Jean. They will also be greeted by Nova Scotia Premier Darrell Dexter. And the Queen will also be taking a walkabout. She is famous for meeting with people in the crowd and spending a few moments with them, and we're told that's still the plan, even though the weather is as awful as it is. But we'll see if that happens, given the weather in Halifax today. And then after the official welcome here, the Queen and Prince Philip will move to the Halifax Commons. And if you know the city of Halifax, a wonderful and wide open public space in the center of the city where they will tour a Mi'kmaq cultural village and exhibition that is on display there and be greeted by Mi'kmaq leaders, historians, and artists. They remain then in Halifax tomorrow, where they will take part in ceremonies to mark the 100th anniversary of the Canadian Navy. And then from there it is on to stops in Ottawa for Canada Day, and then on to Toronto and Winnipeg. So we'll just take in the scene here as we're expecting the arrival of the Queen and Prince Philip any moment now. So we'll just let you watch these pictures and listen into what we can hear of the small talk, if I can put it that way, between the Prime Minister and Lorraine Harper and the Governor General and Jean-Daniel Lafont, her husband. So you watch along with us as we watch the different images of a city in wait as people stand by, some of them at attention for the Queen's arrival. And there you get a shot of the crowd, which one would have to think would be larger than that if it weren't for the kind of weather they are having today in Halifax. As I said, a rainy, chance of thunderstorms, a high temperature of only about 18 degrees, so it is not really warm, but it is really wet. As I mentioned earlier, you see the Governor General chatting with the Prime Minister there. This official function that she performs today in greeting the Queen, and then she is off for an official trip to China, representing Canada and China. Now, the official welcoming party.
I would now like to acknowledge the arrival of the Prime Minister of Canada, the Right Honourable Stephen Harper and Mrs. Harper. They will now enter from the south and join the official party for the arrival of Her Majesty. Je porte votre attention au côté sud sur l'arrivée du Premier ministre du Canada, le très honorable Stephen Harper et Madame Harper. Ils se joindront maintenant au cortège officiel pour l'arrivée de Sa Majesté.
And you see the Prime Minister meeting the rest of the official welcoming party. You see standing by in Halifax. He's worked his way down the line. Mayan Francis, the Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia. We saw Darrell Dexter, the Premier of Nova Scotia. Megan Leslie, the NDP MP for Halifax. As we move down the line, he's chatting with William Elliott, the Commissioner of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and Mrs. Elliott. That's Peter Kelly, the Mayor of Halifax. It's according to our notes here, Linda Frank from Parks Canada, and this is Mi'kmaq Elder, Mordina Marshall. Who later on in our proceedings today will be offering a prayer. And here she is, the Queen and Prince Philip, Her Excellency stepping down from that limousine to meet Governor General Michaëlle Jean, of course her representative in Canada, and her husband, Jean Daniel Lafont, and now the Queen and the Governor General.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and welcome. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous prie de vous lever pour accueillir Her Majesty the Queen and His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh, accompanied by Her Excellency the Right Honourable Michaëlle Jean, Governor General of Canada, His Excellency Jean Daniel Lafont, and the Minister in attendance, the Honourable Peter MacKay, Minister of National Defence. Sa Majesté la Reine et Son Altesse Royale le Duc d'Édimbourg, accompagné par Ses Excellences, la Gouverneure Générale du Canada, la Très Honorable Michaëlle Jean et M. Jean-Daniel Lafont, ainsi que le ministre délégué, l'Honorable Peter MacKay, ministre de la Défense nationale.
I'm Lieutenant Commander Ken Dufour, the Guard Commander for the Maritime Forces Atlantic Guard of Honor.
Isn't it?
Now it's maritime. Yes. I don't think it'll be after this one. Carry on. No. Guard of Honor! Royal salute! Present! Arms!
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, please rise for the royal anthem. Veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne royal, God Save the Queen, performed by, chanté by, the Halifax Boys Honor Choir. Ladies and gentlemen, you may now be seated. Mesdames et messieurs, vous pouvez maintenant vous asseoir. Pour ceux qui ont des sièges, évidemment. To offer the opening prayer, pour vous offrir la prière d'ouverture d'Eskesoni au Cap-Breton, from Eskesoni, Cape Breton, Minmac Elder Lenny Minmac, Miss Merdina Marshall.
O Great Spirit, whose voice I hear in the wind, whose breath gives life to the world, hear me. I am small and weak. I need your strength and wisdom. Let me walk in the beauty and make my eyes ever behold the red and purple sunset. My hands to respect the things that you have made, and my ears sharp to hear your voice. Make me wise so that I may understand the things that you have taught my people. Let me learn all the lessons you have hidden in every leaf and rock. I need strength not to be superior to my brother, but to be able to fight my greatest enemy, myself. Make me always ready to come to you with clean hands and straight eyes, so that when life fades as the fading sunset, may my spirit come to you without shame. O Teniskam, dan ook twisem no de martos niet toch. Ach dan ook kwam lam die igene moed mi majwagan no sit hamok no dwi. Abje ji Ahmed aganai. No jai mulgi no di an sidwogen. As deel mi bim lagan me dan keluk. Ach ne di stagnan no dul. As deel mi nimidun megweg ach moschonamok dan di jonagu said walqasiech. As deden en bidden geb mi deden men dan deze kisidun. Ach as deel mi en sidwogen sidwagan nudemen. As deel mi en sidwain kulaman kisidjiglates dan sid mogolukundru. Ach dan kisigina jignigma. As deel mi ginama sin dan deze koi kisidun. Tanigado seb nibi tugan kundevituk. Edaway mugignodi kulaman maj ab chief chicken out ajigan out uchid widjigadiek basig kisi suduin mawi sidan tegen san negam tawan mawi kedani negam aste de negla kisi tun an suduin kulaman kisi ab asgurtes Warmegen bitten kisi kokojat ahamurtes kulamma danti jumima juwagan karya kle stanige nagu set pemor pasiech asidelm tijakamich kisi asugulin madami iknuk darogon adliach.
Thank you, Elder Marshall. Mesdames et Messieurs, il me fait plaisir d'inviter le Premier ministre du Canada, le très honorable Stephen Harper, à souhaiter la bienvenue à Sa Majesté la Reine et à Son Altesse Royale, le Duc d'Édimbourg. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, it is my pleasure to call upon the Prime Minister of Canada, the Right Honourable Stephen Harper, to offer words of welcome to Her Majesty the Queen and His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh.
Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, Votre Excellence, la Gouverneur General Jean, Excellency, Lieutenant Governor Michaëlle Francis, Minister McKay, Premier Dexter, Mayor Kelly, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Au nom du gouvernement et de la population du Canada, j'ai le grand honneur d'accueillir chez eux Sa Majesté la Reine Élisabeth et Son Altesse Royale le Prince Philippe, Duke d'Edinburgh. It's a great honor today, on behalf of the government and the people of Canada, to welcome home to Canada Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth and His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Your Majesty, Your Majesty, this is your 22nd official tour of our country as Queen of Canada. Vous avez visité le Canada plus souvent que tout autre pays du Commonwealth, and we are honored that you have given us so generously of your time. Each of your tours is etched in the memories of Canadians, the people you have met, and those who have witnessed your walkabouts or glimpsed your motorcade. Those people treasure those experiences for a lifetime. In fact, seeing you drive by just 2 blocks from my childhood home in Ontario is one of my earliest and fondest memories. Your tours have also been important moments in Canada's history. They include presiding over the opening of Parliament in 1957, when you became the first reigning Canadian monarch to deliver the speech from the throne. Vous étiez également avec nous pour célébrer notre centenaire à l'Expo 67. Canada's first Olympic Games in 1976, the patriation of our Constitution in 1982, Confederation's 125th birthday in 1992, and the centennials of Saskatchewan and Alberta in 2005. Your Majesty, in your farewell speech in Alberta, you noted how the relationship between Canada and the Crown has evolved since the Dominion was born. But you added, and I quote, "I can sense the continuity. It seems to me like yesterday that small girls offered me flowers on my first visit 54 years ago. Yet today I suspect it is their grandchildren who are presenting the bouquets." How right you were, Your Majesty, not only about the grandchildren and bouquets, but about the continuity of Canada's respect and affection for you and the continuing role of the Crown in the affairs of our great country. La couronne que vous personnifiez incarne certaines de nos valeurs les plus précieuses, soit la primauté du droit, la liberté individuelle, la citoyenneté exclusive, le sacrifice, le devoir et l'engagement. The Crown, through you, is the embodiment of some of our most precious values: the rule of law, individual freedom, inclusive citizenship, sacrifice, duty, and commitment. Everywhere you go on this year's Royal Tour of Canada, Canadians will pay respect to you and everything your reign has represented. Nous nous réjouissons à la perspective de vous voir célébrer avec nous cette année la fête du Canada sur la colline du Parlement. Nous ne pouvons imaginer meilleur cadeau pour notre anniversaire national que celui de le vivre avec vous. We look forward especially to your joining us for this year's Canada Day celebrations on Parliament Hill, for we could not imagine a better gift on our national birthday than to share it with our Queen. Thank you, Your Majesty, for over half a century of wise and gracious service as our monarch, and welcome to Canada.
Thank you, Prime Minister. De la baie Sainte-Marie en Nouvelle-Écosse, un artiste qui fait rayonner la culture acadienne et francophone de l'Acadie avec fierté partout au monde. From Baie Sainte-Marie, Nova Scotia, an artist who proudly promotes Nova Scotia's Acadian and Francophone heritage throughout the world. Please welcome Blue.
Cherchez un petit coin de terre, un petit coin sur le bord de la mer, au pays d'Évangéline, redécouvrir mes racines, danser au son du violon ou celui d'un accordéon. Moi et ma jolie chérie, un petit two-step en Acadie. Courir après les vagues par les ronds goélands, le soleil brille dans tes yeux, main dans la main tous les deux. Parti pour le bout du monde, découvrir la terre est ronde, revenir en Acadie, fêter avec les amis, courir après les vagues par les hauts goélands, le soleil brille dans tes yeux, main dans la main tous les deux. La lune scintille sur le bout de tes cheveux, apprendre à aimer, avec toi sur le bord de la baie. Chercher un petit coin de terre, un petit coin sur le bord de la mer, au pays d'Évangéline, redécouvrir mes racines, danser au son du violon ou celui de mon accordéon. Moi et ma jolie chérie, un petit two-step en Acadie. Courir après les vagues par les hauts goélands, le soleil brille dans tes yeux, main dans la main tous les deux.
Mesdames et Messieurs, Blue est accompagné par les danseurs de la baie en joie de la baie Sainte-Marie en Nouvelle-Écosse. Ladies and gentlemen, Blue was joined by la baie en joie dancers from Baie Sainte-Marie in Nova Scotia. J'aimerais maintenant inviter le Premier ministre de la Nouvelle-Écosse à souhaiter la bienvenue à Sa Majesté. I would now like to invite the Premier of Nova Scotia, the Honourable Darrell Dexter, to welcome Her Majesty.
Well, what a spectacular performance. Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, Prime Minister and Mrs. Harper, Your Honour, distinguished platform guests, honoured guests, fellow Nova Scotians, ladies and gentlemen. The Garrison Grounds are Halifax's summertime amphitheatre and the perfect venue from which to offer a warm Nova Scotia welcome. Today's event takes place on the historic Garrison Grounds at the foot of Citadel Hill, emblematic of the resilience and determination of our predecessors. I am delighted that the tour by Her Majesty, the Queen, and His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, falls between two significant Nova Scotia milestones. First, the Canadian Navy's centennial. Nova Scotia has a long history of providing service, strength, and support to Canada's Navy. The province is honoured to contribute to this important milestone. The centennial is a time to reflect on the commitment and sacrifices of all sailors and their families, past, present, and future. It is a time to recognize the Navy's vital contributions to the province and the country. I know from personal experience what it means to serve the Queen and country in the Canadian Navy, having served on HMCS Yukon and HMCS Capel. My late father also served in the Canadian Forces during World War II. I grew up hearing my father tell stories of his time serving overseas in the United Kingdom. My father always spoke fondly about how, during the time when England and the free world were put to the test, the royal family unified the country, inspired a nation, and brought people a sense of security when it was needed most. The other event of great significance for Nova Scotia is the 400th anniversary of the baptism of Grand Chief Henry Membertou. Over the past week, events in Port Royal and on the Halifax Common have been phenomenal and have deservedly shone the spotlight on the spirit and strength of the Mi'kmaq Nation. Their deep faith and friendship, which is the basis for their relationship with the other peoples who have settled here, is an inspiration to all Nova Scotians. I have no doubt that Her Majesty and His Royal Highness will leave our beautiful province with fond memories that will resonate for years to come. The diverse and extensive itinerary planned for your time in Nova Scotia, Your Majesty and Your Royal Highness, will provide an impressive launch to the Royal Tour in Canada. It will celebrate the service to country and community that creates optimism and opportunity for the next generation to enjoy a great future in our province. On behalf of the government and the people of Nova Scotia, I extend to Her Majesty and His Royal Highness our warmest and most enthusiastic welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Premier Dexter. Throughout its history, this group has been at the vanguard of the fusion of Celtic traditional music with the rhythms of rock, pop, and world beat. The band has toured internationally and has released 7 CDs in its 20-year career and has won many accolades, including 7 East Coast Music Awards and 2 Juno Award nominations. Un groupe à l'avant-garde de la musique celtique populaire qui a voyagé les Amériques du Nord et du Sud, ainsi qu'en Europe, afin de promouvoir l'héritage celtique de la côte Est du Canada. Récipiendaire de 7 prix de l'industrie musicale de la côte Est et 2 nominations Juno pendant une carrière de 20 ans. Veuillez accueillir, please welcome, the legendary Rawlings Cross. Start off, Dave. Go ahead.
Thoughts of early days, the first song that I ever heard. With a child's eyes to see, sweet simplicity stayed with me all through the years. How I wish that I could fly back to days gone by, just like a bird on the wing. The wind across the sea brings it home to me, a song that my grandmother used to sing. Sometimes in my sleep, the echo of the deep drums on a dark island shore, where the piper calls a tune and the wild roses bloom on the hills far away from the war. Days gone by, just like a bird on the wing. Whenever I go astray, I'm never far away from a song that my grandmother used to sing. How I wish that I could fly back to days gone by, just like a bird on the wing. The wind across the sea brings it home to me, a song that my grandmother used to sing, a song that my grandmother used to sing.
Rawlings Cross était accompagné, was joined by the Dartmouth and District Pipe Band. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, Sa Majesté la Reine, Her Majesty the Queen.
Votre Excellence, Monsieur le Premier ministre du Canada, Votre Honneur, Monsieur le Premier ministre de la Nouvelle-Écosse. Prince Philip and I are very glad to have returned to Nova Scotia today to begin this tour of Canada, my 22nd visit as Queen of Canada. My mother once said that this country felt like a home away from home for the Queen of Canada. Prime Minister, I'm delighted to report that it still does, and I'm delighted to be back amongst you all. It has been 16 years since I was last here in Nova Scotia. There can be few places where the motto of 100,000 welcomes is put into practice with such conviction. Prince Philip and I are so very grateful to you all for the warmth of your greeting. La richesse de l'histoire et la vitalité de la culture des provinces et des territoires sont une source d'inspiration et une raison de célébrer pour tous les Canadiens. Alors que nous commençons notre visite ici, en Nouvelle-Écosse, le prince Philippe et moi-même envisageons avec plaisir de participer aux activités soulignant l'histoire canadienne de service. Nous nous rappellerons la vitalité indéfectible des Mi'kmaq. Nous célébrerons le centenaire de la marine canadienne et nous serons témoins de l'esprit de bénévolat qui a contribué à l'édification et à l'épanouissement des collectivités et des pays. Canadians have, by their own endeavours, built a country and society which is widely admired across the world. I'm fortunate to have been a witness to many of the developments and accomplishments of modern Canada. As Queen of Canada for nearly 6 decades, my pride in this country remains undimmed. Thank you again for your welcome. It is very good to be home.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I would now ask you to please rise for the national anthem. Veuillez vous lever pour l'hymne national. Sung by, chanté par Cindy Kane, Jamie Sparks, Sean Dowley, Lindsay Drummond, Novalee Buchan, Carl Thomas, and Moneta James. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, please stay in place as Her Majesty and His Royal Highness proceed to the parkway to receive the next presentation. Vous êtes priés de demeurer en place pendant que Sa Majesté et Son Altesse Royale procèdent vers le côté nord du terrain. We would now invite Mr. Logan McGillivray to offer flowers to Her Majesty. Mr. McGillivray graduated from Basin View Drive Community School in Bedford and will commence his 7th grade at Bedford Junior High this fall. He is the founder of Listen to the Children, a foundation which advocates and promotes education for the children of Sierra Leone. J'aimerais inviter Mr. Logan McGillivray à offrir un bouquet de fleurs à Sa Majesté. M. McGillivray vient de compléter la 6e année à l'école communautaire Basin View Drive de Bedford. Il est le fondateur de la fondation Listen to the Children. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, please stay in place until the departure of the royal couple and the official welcome party. We also ask that you remain in place until the various military formations have left the field. Vous êtes priés de demeurer en place jusqu'au départ complet de Sa Majesté et de Son Altesse Royale, ainsi que le cortège officiel. On vous demande aussi de rester en place jusqu'au départ du terrain des diverses formations militaires.
Peter Van Dusen watching along with you here as the royal visit is underway, beginning in Halifax, Nova Scotia, on a particularly inhospitable day of wind and rain as the Prime Minister and Mrs. Harper continue to mingle here with the Governor General and her husband, as the Queen has now moved on. In a couple of minutes from now, she makes her way now to the Halifax Common, which is basically over, that's the Citadel behind, at the back of that shot, sort of over in the back of that, off, I think, got my bearings right, off to the left side there is the Halifax Common, where Queen Elizabeth and His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, now will travel to take a tour of a Mi'kmaq cultural village that has been set up in the Commons. And so we'll stand by for that. We'll just keep bringing you these images of the what is the end of the official welcoming ceremony for the Queen on a rainy, wet, windy day in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Appeared to be certainly several hundred people on the hill as they...
which at the Halifax Common at the Mi'kmaq 400th anniversary celebration of the baptism of Chief Member 2. Nous vous invitons à demeurer sur les lieux afin de visionner sur les grands écrans la célébration Mi'kmaq du 400e anniversaire du baptême du grand chef Member 2, qui se tiendra au Halifax Common de 16h à 16h25. We'll now wait a few minutes as we wait for the dispersal area to clear and permit the guard to exit. Dans quelques minutes, lorsque la section de dispersement sera libre, la garde va quitter le terrain.
So you heard our Master of Ceremonies essentially give us the program that we're about to witness as the Queen and Prince Philip make their way to this Mi'kmaq cultural village celebrating 400 years. Of the Mi'kmaq Nation in a series of exhibits. And there's the crowd leaving the garrison area in downtown Halifax. Some of them perhaps making their way to the Halifax Common to witness the next part of the Queen and Prince Philip's visit. Now tomorrow they're in Nova Scotia again tomorrow when they'll take part in ceremonies to mark the anniversary of the Canadian Navy, 100th anniversary of the Canadian Navy. And also we're told that Prince Philip will be having lunch with the Minister of National Defence, Peter MacKay, and other members of the Navy. Or not other members of the Navy, but members of the Navy, since the Minister of National Defence is not a member of the Navy. And now we have Queen Elizabeth arriving and Prince Philip arriving at the Halifax Common for a visit to this Mi'kmaq cultural village. So let's just watch along here.
When you think it's okay to ask Dave to give us yeah. I don't know what somebody is. Bon, qu'est-ce que tu vois sur la TF2? Qui c'est qui est en train de regarder la reine?
I am right here. The Queen's just over there. She's.
All right, as we watch along here, we saw the Queen disappear inside that tent, and we think what's happening in there, according to the program, is she's been shown a demonstration of the preparation of a moose hide, and also the making of a Mi'kmaq basket, and the demonstrating of splint making. Being shown to the Queen by Mi'kmaq artists and historians who are part of this gathering today for the Queen's visit. Now from here, she'll spend another, well, it looks like about another 20 minutes or so, maybe a little more than that on this site, before she'll be leaving this area, going on to another local ceremony in Halifax. And then that'll be in about an hour or so, should mark the end of the official program today for the Queen and Prince Philip.
Let's open up. Open up. Watch your light. Okay, let's back up. Okay, watch your tennis. So I'll go back. Okay, right here. You want this one? No, we want this one.
Is this a game of golf?
They're all there. Yeah. Am I gone? Am I gone?
Yes. You were very close.
Don't get up, Dennis. Don't get up yet. Let's back up a bit. Let's back up.
Because I was like, I would get an old lady. And there's 3 old man and an old man. You want to try? Just lift and bang. You armor. Oh, then you would have a second turn. Yeah, that's okay. You want to play with me all? Okay. Oh, you would still be going because you're still a point. That's armor. Armor.
What you are seeing here, Peter Van Dusen watching along with you, this is the traditional Mi'kmaq game of Waltas. It's a dice game, apparently requiring quite a bit of skill, and it looks like Prince Philip is trying his hand at it. It's played on a circular wooden dish, which we saw briefly there. 6 disc-shaped dice made of bone, each with one side plain, the other side marked with a dotted cross design, and played with a number of different scoring sticks.
Probably the oldest, 15,500 years old. It was discovered by Dr. McDonald in 1963. Presently, the Mi'kmaq are trying to develop it as a Mi'kmaq museum.
What the Queen and Prince Philip are looking at here, these are artifacts from the Debert, Nova Scotia archaeological site.
This is what they call debris polish. It's things that you chip off some buildings. But these people can find
What is the material? What are they made of? A lot of it is semi-precious material. A lot of them are agates, jasper.
What they're looking at here is a series of what appear to be those distinctive stone tools from this Debert, Nova Scotia archaeological dig in Colchester County in Nova Scotia, and the dating techniques suggest that these artifacts are in the range of about 1,100 years old.
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. She's back inside.
Oh, really? Come on, get inside. What's your name?
Got her.
Wow. I'm not sure. It's very wet down there. I should have brought my camera over. It's in my camera. So what about the beneath the Caroline? Is she going? She's going to go. Okay. Is she going to do that? She'll be going over there. She's not ready. No, and Marley was going to walk her over there. Do you want Yes, we rented that. Yeah. She's been involved. So she's just on the property. Yeah. That's the son. It's not exactly. Oh, my life.
Can one repo? Yeah. Awesome, awesome. We're doing wicked. We're doing good. Not yet. Let me get ahead of her.
Gwe, Jalasi. We say in the spirit of Mandela, at a sacred place where the tools of war remain buried, stand the descendants of honorary member to. For as long as the rivers flow free, the winds caress the sea-bound coast, Mi'kmaq have honored the treaties with monarchs, their successors and subjects. In the spirit of Jean-Baptiste Cope, we open our arms like eagle's wings. We raise our voices as songbirds. We walk with pride and purpose on the grounds of peace and friendship. In the land of Mi'kmaq, we say Gwe, Achila.
Where you fellow and welcome.
Right? Okay, let's go guys. Billy. Okay, Will. Back off.
I don't know who he is, but I got this guy. He just keeps shoving me right in the front every time.
This is a presentation and a traditional gift of a basket to the Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh from
Is that all I got right there?
Mi'kmaq people.
How's Steve looking over there? So I'm going to be useless here shortly. Well, I'm running a cable. I got no cable. Yeah.
Put down the pizza. No, he's ready to have it.
My mother is 90.
Okay, go. Let's go back. Absolutely. Watch us. Alive. Toggle back with the light camera. Take Willie. Yes. Good. Very colorful.